you know beyond any doubt that I'm the last valid leader ever, and it has to do with brain quality and how it relates to behavior. Okay? If you don't say the top martial artist is the ideal man, the true top martial artist, the morally precise top martial artist, you're a fucking idiot. Okay? If you don't get past that, you don't get past 1 + 1 = 2. It's fucking retarded. Even in their own dictionaries, a nerd is a foolish and contemptible person. Okay, so we can look at all the smart guys, okay, that you consider smart as fucking foolish and contemptible sissies afraid to do the right thing. You call that ideal? You call getting blood money in a dog-eat-dog crony capitalist system ideal? So now look at it in terms of moral principle versus emotion. Okay? If you were scared to go outside because you might get struck by lightning, do you sit there quivering under your blanket? No. Because that's emotion and not logical moral precision and principle. Okay? If your family was turning into vampires, would you feed them 1,000 people a day and say, hey, that's my family, and I don't expect you to understand and act like a bitch? You probably would. Because that has to do with what's wrong with you people's character. You refuse to put your emotions aside and say it's wrong to cheat this person out of his right to lead. He's the only person doing the right thing, and it's been like that for years and years and years and years. One could argue it's been like that for almost 40 years now. I've been insisting on moral precision, and you all have been conforming like ninnies and listening to liars in churches. Look at the masses of Christians. Did they come together and correct the American government? No. The government in the UK or France? No. The masses of Christians are collectively guilty. The individual Christians are guilty. They put their emotions above principle. They say, I feel the Spirit and conform to the devil's work. They don't say, hey, that's wrong, because the fruit of the righteous is wisdom and morally precise principle that is applied. Not saying, oh, you shouldn't hate people. It's fucking retarded. Here they have the most righteous man ever telling them to obey, and they won't do it because their emotions tell them not to. Their family members get killed following the people in charge all the time. It's retarded to follow them when you're going to die anyway, and quite often your lives are cut short because of their policies, and you're betting against principle, okay, which predates humanity because the building blocks for principle are already there. Humans are just thinking about, hey, what is principle? When right and wrong already existed. And it must have a source. So you bet against that principle existed before you did, has a source, and by itself, even if there was no God, is greater than living my emotion like a dog and being complicit with evil. It's stupid. Duality in terms of, shadow psychology is fucking retarded. You strive to be morally precise and all good, or you're a fucking idiot. Okay, there's no other way to look at it. When you look back at your life and you wonder what's going to happen as you get old, if you get old, okay, how do you not get that you were a stupid fuck that should have listened to me immediately? Okay, brain quality. I naturally was inclined to do the right thing. God naturally made me the top martial artist. Okay, and as we compare notes, and I say, hey, that's why I felt that way. As I examined it with moral principle, with logic, I said, I was right, they're wrong. You people can't say that because God chose me to lead you. And you can't say you're the top martial artist. That was God's way of testifying. When God made the sun rise in the morning, okay, obviously he set the stage for all this to happen, planets in orbit, blah, 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 and the sun rises in the morning. Did he say, I want there to be light? That's why I did that. Does he need to say that? Or did he say it through the sun's actions of rising in the morning? For the same reason he said, listen to me, obey God through me. I'm the top martial artist ever, the only one doing the right thing, only one smart enough, wise enough, insightful enough, have enough foresight to do the right thing. Moral principle over emotion. I missed out on having sex with all kinds of attractive women doing the right thing. I could have bent over for the gays in San Francisco, been a celebrity or something, kissed their ass and said, oh, how smart you are, and pretended that they're smarter, to pretend than my dad. And I could have gotten all kinds of money and pussy and all kinds of shit. But I chose moral principle for a bootlicker's pittance. Some people live in a cardboard box and do it their way. Some people live in the ghetto and do it their way. Some people are middle-class bitches and do it their way. For a bootlicker's pittance, they betray God. Whose brain do you think is more powerful and has better quality? Think about it. And even if they put me in a coma, because it is the right thing to do, you are to sit there, okay, and wait for orders until you fall over dead. or sit outside the hospital in a cardboard fucking box because your debt to God and me is so damn great.